Taped from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out over Saturday Night Live. I'm your co-host, John Trumbull.
And I'm your co-host, Darren Patterson.
And we are the SNL Nerds. And this week, since there's no new episode, we are going to talk about the SNL Christmas Special. The compilation of all their Christmas sketches through the years, or a lot of their Christmas sketches through the years.
Yes.
And NBC has already aired this thing twice.
Yeah, twice.
As we were recording it. They aired it on December 4th and again on December 13th.
It's the special so nice, they aired it twice.
Yes. I guess NBC just has a lot of spaces to fill on their schedule or something.
It's a lot of space to just be like, hey, let's show this again. Why not?
So I find this fun. We talked about the Thanksgiving special before, and I like this because it gives us a chance to talk about some of the older sketches with some of the older cast members that aren't on the show anymore.
A trip down memory lane, if you will.
Yes. So should we do it? Should we just dive in?
We should do it. We should dive in.
All right. It opened up with a song called "Santa's My Boyfriend."
Yes, with Maya Rudolph, Kristen Wiig,
and Amy Poehler. Just singing about their new boyfriend, Santa Claus.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know if you remember, like, from years and years ago, like when Gilda Radner and Lorraine Newman and Jane Curtin would like sing together, like kind of doo-wop style.
Yep,
it was like a modern version of that.
Yep,
and I dug it.
It was a funny song. There was a good lyrics in there, like he knows when I've been bad or good, but when I'm naughty, he thinks it's nice.
Oh,
and
it's sweet.
They talk about how they're not offended when he says ho ho ho.
Yeah, it's almost like I said, like a doo-wop type of like a song from the '60s, but like they're doing it now.
And they harmonize well. They sounded good.
Very nice.
There's
it's a great way to start the special.
Nice thing. Yeah. Next, they had a Jimmy Fallon monologue.
Yeah.
Where he sang "Christmas Baby Please Come Home." And
then he was saying stuff like, "Oh, I'm good to be back here in SNL," where, famous sketches like Cowbell and Debbie Downer,
Barry Gibb talk show. I left and ruined all those sketches.
So it's like he knows he's like known for just breaking and like he's aware. Like I mean, you gotta be aware at this point.
Yes, and accurate. And he led the. He went around with his guitar through the backstage, which it's always fun when they go around through the backstage area and you get to see the layout of the place. And
I wonder if they showed, like, because I remember you mentioned a couple episodes ago that the Abraham Lincoln and the llamas and the
I didn't see them in this one. Yeah, that's like that is a running gag when they go backstage, but they don't do it every single time.
Okay, guys, be on the lookout for that.
That's right. Yes, you were blown away by that, as blown away as I was to learn about Sean Lennon singing with Miley Cyrus in the last episode.
There's a lot of it's just like wow, it's just a lot of revelations happening on.
I know we're learning from each other.
That's right.
I like this. This was cute. This was funny. It was
Jimmy Fallon's charming enough and likable enough.
We had Michael Bublé doing cocaine backstage.
Yeah, as you do.
And I liked when Andy Samberg and Vanessa Bayer came on and they were just like, "Hey, how about a verse for the Jews?" And then they changes it to Hanukkah. Everybody dancing around and having a good time.
Singing and dancing. That's what the holiday's about.
It's fun. It's fun. Everyone's in their little Christmassy sweaters.
Yeah.
It's festive.
Yay!
It's festive.
Whee! And then we just went all the way up, and now the energy's all the way down.
That's right.
All right, so then after that, there was a Mark Jensen family Christmas.
Yes, with Mr. Will Ferrell on a turntable.
Yeah, this was interesting.
Singing The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. And it's a simple joke. The turntable spins too fast. He gets nauseous. He throws up.
The end. So if you're into that, then you're into this.
And it's always fun to see like the little they have the little puke setup thing where they have like a tube running down the person's arm, and when they hold their arm up to their mouth, it just sprays the fake vomit.
Yeah. I remember. Do you remember, like, for a while? I don't know exactly when, but there was like a number of years where there seemed to be a lot of sketches involving vomiting.
Yeah.
Right? Was that just me?
Puking was a go-to for them for a while.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't done it in a while, but like I remember, I wish I remember what years it was, but like for a while, like at least one sketch involved just barfing and it's like this is a lot. This is just their like go-to now. They're leaning heavy on the barf.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else noticed it. If you did, call in. Let me know.
Call in.
Share your barf story with.
So, but it was funny.
Yeah,
Ferrell played it well.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's.
There was puking.
Yeah, I mean, Will Ferrell's just one of those guys who's just funny no matter. He's just like no matter what. Even if he's doing something that's not funny, he kind of
He elevated the material.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's his mannerisms or his voice or the way he does it. It's just funny.
I think he was just always somebody who would throw himself into stuff with just a lot of conviction.
Yeah.
Even if it was just the most nonsensical, stupid stuff.
That's it.
He would just be like, damn it, I'm doing this. Right. And
I drive a Dodge Stratus. I love that.
And supposedly a lot of times he would do things to sort of like plus it in between dress and air. Like I know there was some old sketch where it was like talking about how nuts everybody went with the patriotism after 9/11.
Yeah.
And he was a guy in the office, and he's wearing like an American flag thong almost.
Yeah.
And he like hiked it
Speedo
up, so it was like hiking up his butt crack even more. And like when he did the cowbell sketch, he picked out a smaller shirt so his gut was hanging out even more.
Right. And like you could tell, like maybe no one else in the cast knew about that.
Right.
So like they're just like, oh, this wasn't in rehearsal, and like they're just trying not to break.
Yeah, and he's just trying to make them break, and that's what working with Will Ferrell was like.
That's right. You'll see gut and butt crack
when he was like in the hot tub with for a lover's sketch. He would like
caress
the man Jimmy Fallon under the waterline, so you wouldn't see it, but Jimmy Fallon would just be losing his shit.
Yeah. So come join us in the warmth of this hot tub, my boy.
Jimmy Fallon looks horribly unprofessional.
Yeah.
And
I think there was one point where like they were eating like chicken in the hot tub, and there were like pieces of chicken, and Ferrell had like a fake beard, and there was like pieces of chicken in the beard, and it looked it was pretty gross.
Yeah, yeah,
but hilarious.
He goes over the top.
He does.
I like the Will Ferrell. I enjoy him more often than not. So he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny guy. Just think he said it's funny.
Next, we had
the Glenn Ross with
the Santa's Workshop. I think this is a modern classic.
Yeah.
I love this sketch. I think this is just brilliant. It's just a simple thing, and it's Alec Baldwin doing his famous speech from Glenn Ross.
It's one of those sketches, though. Like if you haven't seen Glenn Ross, you might not get it. But
I think that's one of those things that's permeated pop culture. I think everybody knows that to a degree. Even if you haven't seen the full movie,
that's true.
I think you know about that scene.
Do you think so? I mean, I guess so.
I think if you're any kind of movie buff, you know about that.
No. I mean, if you're a movie buff, you definitely know. But I mean, if you're somebody who's not, like, you're like,
get the fuck out.
Wow.
LFU, get the fuck out.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
I just love this because they literally went through the script from that Glenn Ross scene, and they just made replacements.
Yeah, very much
to make it appropriate for Santa and his elves. So instead of being real estate salesmen, they're elves with their tools, and they're making little toy sets and things. Mm-hmm. And his first prize is a toboggan, second prize a set of candy canes, third prize is you're fired. And
always be cobbling.
And I love it when he's reading off the blackboard, always be cobbling. Alec Baldwin slips and he says, always be closing.
Yeah.
His instinct takes over, and then he corrects him. He catches himself very quickly. He's always be A, always B, C, closing. Cobbling. Always be cobbling.
Yeah,
and you can see Seth Meyers, like, as an elf, just lose it for a minute.
Oh, boy.
That's one of those mistakes that it doesn't wreck the sketch, but it's very endearing.
Yeah, right. So.
And
it's like, he just slipped right back into the old.
Yeah, and that becomes a famous part of the sketch.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Another line I like from it is, Elf you run a hedgehog to work. I got here on a talking moose.
Which is actually a pretty boss way to go to work.
That is. I mean,
I didn't even know they had talking mooses. It's like, this what Bullwinkle's doing?
I would ride a talking moose to work if I could.
I would.
It seems like it would take a lot longer, but
It would. That's part. But the getting there is part of the journey.
Yeah, true.
You know.
But I just love the sketch. I never get tired of seeing the sketch. And I mean, the costuming, the set design, and everybody plays it beautifully.
Yeah.
Everybody's got these cool elf voices. And like at one point, they cut to Rachel Dratch, and she's drinking a giant cup of cocoa.
Yes.
And
put that cocoa down.
And it also ends beautifully where he just at the very end he says, "Oh, one more thing, you're still all getting bonuses. It's still Christmas."
And they're like, yay.
Yeah, it's just a great way to end it. I love this sketch. I think it's one of their best ever Christmas sketches.
Yeah.
So
next up is the Steve Martin, The Holiday Wish.
The Holiday Wish.
I remember liking this when I was a kid. And I still dig it because it's weird. You don't see that too many times where they do a sketch that revolves around one person.
Yeah, it's just Steve Martin in a chair, black and set. He's like in front of a Christmas tree.
Right.
He's delivering this monologue about how if he had one wish for the holiday season,
to get all the people of the world to come together,
join
hands,
and sing a song of love and peace.
If I had 2 wishes, it would be $1 million, and for all the people in the world to come together, join hands.
If I had 3 wishes, it would be all-encompassing power over every being in the entire universe, and the $30 million in the Swiss bank account, and the stuff with the
and that keeps going. It's just like, I wish for a 31-day orgasm brought about by Rosanna Arquette.
And that model, Paulina
something.
And he's talking about Paulina Parvisco, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Married to Rico Kasich from the Cars.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. Wow. Still.
I believe they're still together.
Still going strong.
Yeah.
Let the good times roll.
Yeah.
The good times roll.
So, good for them.
Yeah. And then he goes back. It's like, oh, wait, no, I forgot vengeance against all my enemies.
Yes. Yes. So he downgrades the kids to his 5th wish. And it's very funny, and Steve Martin, he plays it beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, he's Steve Martin. He's the king.
Steve Martin. He knows a thing or two about the comedy.
Yeah.
And making the people laugh and doing the funny, the making with the ha-has.
He knows how to make the people get the giggles, right? Stevie Ma.
He's good with that stuff. So,
and next up, the big one.
Mr. Adam Sandler doing the debut of the Hanukkah song on Weekend Update.
A song that we still sing to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I still hear it on the radio.
This is, honestly, it's one of the things that defined Adam Sandler's career.
Agreed.
I mean, this became huge. He's performed it on the show a few more times.
Yeah.
He's done different versions of the holiday songs. It became a cartoon movie, the 8 Crazy Nights movie.
He made a cartoon movie based on this song.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And it's something to see. Like, the audience went wild for this song.
I remember when this song came out, people were like, did you hear that song? This is a great song. Like, I heard on the radio, it was like on top 10 radio stations everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, every holiday season, they still play this song everywhere. This song was just a juggernaut.
And I'm not a huge Adam Sandler fan in general. I didn't like him too much on the show. But this song, undeniable. This song is just fun.
Yeah. It is.
This is just great.
It's just like a simple song listing off Jewish people, but it works.
Yeah. And it's just a very, very funny song.
David Lee Roth lights the menorah.
Yeah.
So does Dinah Shora.
Yes. And,
O.J.
Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock, both Jewish.
O.J. Simpson, not a Jew. You know who is? Hall of Famer
Rod Carew. And,
it's just so random. It's like, what?
And he talked about, like, 2 half-Jews, and it was like, put them together. What a fine-looking Jew. It's funny lyrics. He sells it beautifully.
Tell your friend Veronica, it's time for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Hope I get a harmonica.
It's just great stuff. Great stuff.
Drink your gin and tonica, but don't smoke.
And it's just amazing to see that it was just a huge hit out of the gate. The audience went wild. At one point, he had to pause the song because there was so much
it was one of
laughter and applause, and just huge applause at the end.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, the moment he sang it, it was a hit.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever really seen that. Because sometimes it'll take, like, when people do songs in SNL or something, it'll take a while for the audience to warm up. Like, at the end, like, maybe at the end, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that was great. But, like, while he's doing this song for the first time, people are like, I love this.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Instant classic.
Instant classic.
Undeniable. Next, we had Kate McKinnon as one of her recurring characters, Miss Rafferty.
Oh yeah.
This was I'm not sure if I'd seen this one before. I
think this was the first time they introduced this character.
It could have been. I'm not sure. It's we had the host Casey Affleck and Cecily Strong as the other person, and it's always like they have some encounter with the supernatural.
Yes.
And in this case, it was an encounter with the real Santa Claus.
Ooh.
And Cecily and Casey Affleck, they had these wonderful, mystical, enlightening experiences with Santa.
Yeah, and Kate McKinnon, not so much.
No, she has a horrific experience. She is met by a 9-foot-tall goat man named Crinkle Mouse, who is one of Santa's helpers.
Yeah. That was oof. I mean, I always like it because like there's at some point during her stories, there's always some points where her pants come off and like
there's always nudity involved.
Yeah, and there's always something happens to her frontal region and her nether regions.
Nothing between me and the ground but my cooter and tooter.
Yeah, and then they always come up with different names for them, like
her
grassy knoll and her gassy hole.
Yes,
hog taker and log maker.
And and she's chain smoking throughout the story, and she says, "Not the worst time I've had on all fours."
I'm like, ay.
Yeah, and she goes to the reindeer stables and just handed a shovel and is told, "You work." And let's see, I have in my notes, Kate McKinnon rams Cecily Strong's boob.
With her forehead.
She was like reenacting something that happened to her.
But Cecily didn't break,
yeah. So if you ever wanted to see Kate McKinnon ramming Cecily Strong's boob, and really haven't we all to some degree or another, this is the sketch for you.
This is it.
This is it. So good family entertainment. That.
Bring the kids. Gather around.
Yeah, that's right. Gather around. Make a GIF out of it.
Yeah, make it your new Christmas card. I don't know.
That's right.
But yeah, it was. I mean, I dug it. Kate McKinnon. She's a powerhouse.
It's always a solid sketch. It's a sketch that follows a formula, but it's a formula that works. It's
great formula.
Great stuff. I don't think I'd seen this one. I think I must have missed the
Casey
Affleck show when it first aired.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the first. You never saw the Casey Affleck one?
I don't know, because there was another Casey Affleck sketch later on that was also unfamiliar to me, so I either blocked out the show totally or I missed it somehow.
All right, because I remember, because like there was one that kind of went viral where it was like a Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Casey Affleck. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, they have that one later in the show.
Yeah, that was that one. Well, yeah, that was a great commercial.
Yeah,
Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Go Google it, guys.
Yes, and
good stuff. And then next up was the Christmas Candle song. With Emma Stone?
Yes.
You
looking
up your notes?
Well, I'm trying to. I think I might have accidentally deleted my notes on my phone.
What? Am I gonna have to steer the ship now?
Oh, damn it.
I wrote down all the sketches.
Yeah, we had.
Boy,
we had. It was a Christmas. Oh no!
We're done, man. We're done for.
I lost the magic notes on my phone.
Game over, man. Game over. Okay. Okay. So, no, I got notes. We're good.
This was. So we can muddle through.
We're fine.
We had.
It was the Christmas Candle
with Emma Stone, and they're singing about the peach candle that is passed around from person to person as the half-assed gift.
Right. Basically, when it's Christmas time and there's somebody who you either don't really know that well or you don't really care that much about, but you want to give them a gift or you feel like you have to, your odds are you're going to get them just a candle because it's just a great overall gift. And
it's something you had in the closet next to the bike pump.
Yes. And it's just basically a gift that says, I care about you enough to get you this generic candle gift.
Yes, that I blew the dust off of.
Yes.
Before. This was okay. I thought it was.
I liked it. Yeah. And they also sang in very 80s kind of. I'm sure that they based it on some group from the 80s, but it's one of those things where it's very soft lighting and big hair.
They did have very 80s hair. Yes.
Yeah. Just I wish I could. Maybe the Mandrell sisters or something like that. I don't know.
Wig.
Yeah. It was very, but I thought it was a great sketch. I think Emma Stone's a great. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll talk about it.
She's a great host. She hasn't hosted in a while. I'd love to see her come back.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll talk about it more when we do talk about like our favorite guest hosts. But I've always liked Emma Stone as a host for SNL. I think she's I think she's very strong.
And she's hosted a few times, like at least 2 or 3 times, I think.
Yeah. She's good stuff.
Future 5-timers club
Maybe
material there. I think
from your lips to the universe's ears.
Yes,
because the universe.
Or maybe Lauren.
Oh yeah, well he's the universe.
Yeah, sure.
He's my universe.
All right, what do we have next, sir?
Next I have the TV Funhouse, Christmas time for the Jews.
Yeah, that was fun. I always liked the TV Funhouse.
I liked it, and I mean I definitely I liked what they were doing. It's like it has a it's like a song. Well, basically the sketch is it's done in like the old claymation style, like the old. Maybe David and Goliath from the old cartoon.
Or the old Christmas specials, like Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yes, very much
and,
so. But it's all in black and white.
And it's talking about how the Jews basically rule the town during Christmas Day.
When all the Gentiles are staying at home and like
doing their Christmas stuff.
Yes, and all of New York is basically just, there's no lines for movies or plays anywhere, and just the Jews are able to.
And it was actually sung by Darlene Love.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's amazing that they got Darlene Love.
Yeah, that's
sadly she passed away, right?
I believe so.
Yes,
I should check that. I don't want to.
We should. we
don't want to murder her.
Have we accidentally killed off Darlene Love?
Ooh, boy.
Let's see.
But I mean, I like this song because it's a good sounding song. It has that old Wall of Sound, Phil Spector vibe to it, and I mean, Darlene loves it. And it's actually kind of a catchy song, and it's like, oh, this actually sounds like something that could have played back in the 60s.
Darlene Love, still alive.
Ooh, wow.
Still alive. Born July 26, 1941, referred to in the present tense on Wikipedia. So
let's go ahead and retract that earlier.
Darlene Love, not dead. You heard it here first.
Still kicking.
Still kicking. Still singing the Christmas
time
song.
For the Jews. God bless you.
So...
yeah, and I don't know. It was a great sketch. I thought it was cool. It's like a nice kind of sweet, endearing song.
Yes,
about
Cast of Seinfeld has a little cameo.
Yeah, and how they all go home and watch at night the Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Yes,
when
that was the thing.
It dates it. Yeah, but other than that,
I miss the Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, all good things must pass, man. I mean, and Trevor Noah, he's still there. Doing it?
Yeah, I just it's just not the same to me. I check it out once in a while, and
I don't hear it being as mentioned as much.
Yeah, it's just not in the cultural cachet that the way it used to be.
But I don't know,
and I don't know why that is exactly. But
I don't know. It's who knows? It ebbs and flows. Everything. Who knows? Everything. To everything, turn.
Yes.
to quote the Birds. To everything. Turn. Are you just gonna stare at me while I sing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now let's go on.
Okay. What do we have next?
I don't know where I was going with that. Anywho, they did the Cecily Strong character, girl you wish you hadn't started a conversation with at a party.
Yes.
And yeah.
Talking. We don't have specific notes on this one. This was it's one of her recurring characters. She comes on Weekend Update. She's basically not as woke as she thinks she is.
Yeah.
Or she's trying to be woke, but she's so ignorant she gets things mixed up.
Right.
And
I mean, I guess we all kind of know some type of version of this person. A little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me? Okay. Sorry?
Could I just do a quick minstrel show? No.
Whoa.
No.
Wow.
No.
Yikes. Gads. No one wants that.
But it's a good character. It works well because there's a lot of like well-observed mannerisms in there.
Very much so. I mean, I've noticed she doesn't really do that character that often anymore, or at all.
No, not much anymore. But it was one of her good go-tos.
Yeah,
there.
But
so
it was okay.
I always enjoyed it when she popped up because they're fun malaprops and things like that.
Yes, very much so.
And
it was all right. Then the next one was Christmas Mass Spectacular, which was like. It was basically kind of a commercial for going to church, but it was kind of done in like a
This
can I
is
take
like,
it?
oh, you're going back home and you're going to church, and it's all the unique experiences you have at your church. There's the newly atheist kid who's making a point of not singing along to the hymns.
Right.
There's the guy who grabs your hand during the peace, who
sweaty
has
hands,
the sweatiest hands you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, it's kind of done in this way, like a commercial for like a rock concert or maybe like a monster truck rally.
Yeah, and
type of thing.
They've done things like this before, like when you're going home for Thanksgiving or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they had one of these in the Thanksgiving show.
And I dig it. They definitely hit on things that a lot of people would know about. Like, you go to the church and you see like a row of Filipino ladies that you'd never seen there before.
Yes.
And I was like, that's very specific.
Yeah, and I like it. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's cute.
The end.
The end.
And then they show like at the end, there's one point where you see where you get to see inside where the priest lives.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, there's a table in there.
He's going into the rectory, and you're getting a little glimpse of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's very specific.
Well, I can relate to that because my stepfather was an Episcopalian minister, and when we lived in Washington D.C., we were actually in the rectory. It would adjoin to the church, so we would just go through like a little door in our hallway. And,
so behind the curtain
in the church. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. You saw how
the other half lived.
Yeah. Are you okay? Did you come back different? It's like, wow, I've seen things, man.
Well, that was just my life experience. I don't know how different I was. I mean, I was 6 when my mom married him. So
okay, all right. Well,
I didn't have too much of a basis for comparison.
Oh, okay.
But
I hear you.
it was all right.
Okay, all right. All right, and the next was Now That's What I Call Christmas, where they had a lot of Christmas carols being sung by people doing impressions of some famous singers there.
Yes, we had Jimmy Fallon.
Yes, Jimmy Fallon was pretty.
Michael Bublé.
Yeah. Fall in love. Oh wait, no, wasn't it Jimmy? Was it Michael Bublé and people were doing duets with him? Or
yeah, I think you're right.
Or maybe that's another one.
And we,
Oi.
there was they did do this once with Michael Bublé doing a duet album, and I can't remember. Yeah, no, here I think it was Jimmy Fallon as Michael Bublé.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Notes,
all right,
anyway,
all right.
Which I just found in my recently deleted folder.
Hey, you got it. We're back on track, guys.
We had Kate McKinnon as Shakira. Noelle Wells.
Yes.
Oh, that's tough to say.
Noelle
as
Wells.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
Very good impression.
She did a good Zoe impression and a good Lena Dunham impression too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent Lena Dunham.
I was like, I wish I had more of that.
She was one of those people who's just on the show for like I don't know, maybe a year or two, and she just never she didn't quite hit. And it just never was let go from the show, and it's a shame because she's not untalented.
No,
she
she's
wasn't
good.
Unfunny. I mean, she just for whatever reason it just didn't happen for her.
Yeah, I mean, who knows why people come and go, or I don't know. We don't know how the beast works, but
and,
I don't know. I would have liked to see more of that, like Lena Dunham impression and the Zoe Deschanel. It was very good.
Yeah, she was good, and I've liked her in things since. She was on Aziz Ansari's show, Master of None.
Yes, absolutely.
And she was very good on that. I enjoyed seeing her on that, and it's nice to see her working.
Yeah. But as far as this sketch goes, I had Jay Farrell as DMX. Bobby Moynihan was Bocelli singing "I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus," which was like, oh.
And he did a very good job. And on Cicely Strong did a great Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just dead on.
Cicely Strong, I keep telling you, people don't sleep on her. She's doing big things.
Yep.
She's good stuff.
She is awesome.
I know. I feel like we always talk about how good she is, but I feel like it's not being said enough.
No.
That's right.
It's not.
Viva la Strong.
We love the Cicely Strong.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoy the Cicely Strong. More Cicely Strong.
More strong. We're going to get wristbands made up saying strong.
Yeah.
Hey.
Strong. Next, we had John Malkovich reading The Night Before Christmas to a bunch of young children.
Malkovich.
Which, the gag's basically just in the premise.
Again, another sketch where it's just one person doing most of the heavy lifting. But it's Malkovich, and he...
and he like, in the hopes that St. Nicholas will soon be there, and he's adding in his little Malkovichisms. Because hope's what we cling to when we really have nothing left.
I think that hopes are what we cling to when reality lets us down.
Yes.
I was like, God damn.
And then he puts in a little thing about how the suicide rate goes up around the holidays.
Again, like Malkovich, he does this thing where he's not it really being funny. He's just saying it, but like just the way he says it is funny.
Yeah, but because it's Malkovich, it's
and he's just saying these insane things to little children.
Yes, yeah, and it's and the fact that it's real kids makes it all the funnier.
Oh, absolutely.
This wouldn't work as well if it was like just the adult cast members playing little kids. The fact that it's like real 6-year-olds around him,
right? And he's just saying these insane things.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Malkovich, man, he's. I don't know why he's not on SNL more. Actually, was this like the last time he was on SNL? Like,
Probably. I don't think he's somebody they ever came back to a whole lot.
Huh. Interesting. He doesn't, or he doesn't seem to do.
Or he hasn't had enough mainstream stuff to plug.
Yeah, but I mean, Matt Damon didn't have a movie to plug when he hosted, and he came on. Like,
yeah, but that's more the exception than the rule, I think.
I guess so. All right.
Or you just want more Malkovich.
Yes, more Malkovich. I mean,
more Malkovich.
I mean,
Malkovich strong.
Yeah,
another bracelet for you.
Yes, we're just in the bracelet making business.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he should do more comedies too, which I don't see him that much. But I don't know.
Next, we have another somewhat famous sketch, a digital short,
very famous
from the Lonely Island Boys.
This is a big one as well. Yeah,
Dick in a Box.
Yeah, this was probably This was a huge hit. This was maybe on.
I honestly forgot this was originally a Christmas sketch.
Well, yeah, actually, I did too.
Yeah,
and until they brought it up,
because you just think of it as its own thing, and you're like, "Oh no, it was because it was a Christmas." And like, I'm going to give you my Dick in the Box.
Yeah, and for those that don't, I mean, I don't know who wouldn't know it at this point, but this is basically when Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg, they dressed up in like kind of very 90s Color Me Bad.
Very Color Me Bad.
And they sang a song about doing the old trick where you put your erect penis in a hole on inside of a gift box, and the woman. I mean, you could do it not, but
less impressive.
Yeah, the box just kind of wilts down.
Right.
So, like, then your loved one opens the box and they see, oh, it's your erect penis, and you're you're welcome.
Best gift ever.
Yes.
And they have we had Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph reacting to it, and they're doing some great work in there too. They're just like, mouthing, thank you.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I remember this song, like, again, like the Hanukkah song, just right out the gate, people were on board with it. Like, people like the moment they saw this, not the moment, but like as soon as, they realized they were talking about their dick in a box, they're like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And like, as soon as the song was over, it was like a hit.
And I think part of what makes the sketch work is because the song works. It's
a good song.
It's a good song. It's a very catchy song. It sounds like the thing they're parodying.
Yeah.
I mean, both because the Lonely Island guys are very good at what they do, and also because, like, I'm sure Justin Timberlake grew up on that sort of stuff, and he has the chops to like really make it sound like a...
Like, hey girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're very like Boys to Men, Color Me Bad.
Absolutely. They got the comical beards. They got the multicolored shirts.
Yes.
They got half the humor from this comes from their costuming.
Right.
And their makeup, and I mean, it's just...
Absolutely. I mean, half of it's from
amazing.
like you said, half of it's from nostalgia, and the other half is like it's a funny sight to see a package at somebody's waist level and be like, oh,
and then they let go of it, and then the package stays there.
Yeah, and the fact that it is a genuinely good song, like it's a good beat. It's like, I think that's what the Lonely Island people do, like specifically, like they make a good song. They work with actual producers that can actually make beats that you hear on the radio all the time, and then they infuse the joke within it. Yeah.
You shared an interesting thing on our Facebook page recently. It was
an
article on
about. I did.
Like SNL kind of still hasn't really done a good replacement for the Lonely Island guys.
Yeah, they still haven't.
What they do on the show.
Yeah, I mean, with the Lonely Island thing, when they started doing more digital shorts, it was good because like when they were doing that, it was kind of like at the start of the digital age when people were watching TV more and more on YouTube and were interested more into viral clips and stuff. So they kind of capitalized on that and were making all these awesome videos, Jizz in My Pants and Dick in a Box and
Jack Sparrow
and the Natalie Portman rap and stuff like that. And so they got like a big boost, Lazy Sunday, and they got a big boost from that. And like ever since the Lonely Island guys left, they really haven't filled that void. I mean, like Kyle Mooney has his digital shows or digital shorts, but they're not.
Right. Well, they don't have the same musical aptitude that the Lonely Island guys had.
Yeah.
And I think the Lonely Island guys had like a better batting average.
Yeah.
Than Kyle Mooney does with his stuff.
I think so. And
I mean, maybe it's not entirely fair to compare them, but damn it, we're doing it anyway.
Let's do it.
Lonely Island, better than Kyle Mooney.
I said it. 3 guys are better than one.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the Lonely Island guys, they just really had the touch to do that, and they had a nice twisted sense of humor, and they had the musical chops, and I mean, I think it's amazing that with the the Dick in the Box, they actually like went back to those characters a couple of times.
Yeah, it was a huge. People were dressing as that for Halloween. It was a costume.
Yeah,
when you got people dressing up as you for Halloween, you got something there.
You permeated the culture.
Gold, Jerry, gold.
And
also, I think it comes from the fact that I think they really do have an affection for the material. Like the Lonely Island guys, they really do love '90s hip hop and R&B.
It was a loving parody.
Yeah, like if you have a love for it and you parody it, it comes from a place of love and not just pure snark. Yeah, then like that kind of shines through. It's
absolutely. I mean, I think. Probably most of the people that they like do impressions of or stuff like that, it comes from a place of love. Like we were talking about Noelle Wells a couple minutes ago. She probably wouldn't have developed that Lena Dunham impression if she hadn't watched a lot of Girls. Yeah. And like gotten very versed in her mannerisms and her way of speaking and all that.
Or Cecily Strong with the Maisel impression.
Right, that we were talking about last week.
The Oscars thing we were talking
about. I think it's safe to guess that Cecily Strong is probably a fan of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel in real life, or she listens to a lot of NPR. Yeah. We're going to talk about this a little later. Like the serial.
Yeah, there were a lot of big SNL Christmas skits in this. I didn't realize how many big...
well, it was a 2-hour special. And, you know, it was something interesting I thought about this was here they're bleeping out the word dick and they blur out the mouth when they say the word. Did they do that when they originally aired on the show in the 11:30 slot?
I think it's been a while. I feel like they might have.
Because when they rerun SNL at like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. They always had that little advisory at the beginning. This originally aired to the later hour. Some discretion is advised. So I was wondering, and
maybe they didn't.
I noticed that this aired like right after 10 p.m. So maybe like it could only air after 10 p.m. because it's you know it's a risque sketch.
Maybe they didn't. I'm trying to think. I know. Yeah. I remember them saying "jizz in my pants" and that
right,
and like they let that go. And that actually kind of surprised me. It's like, whoa,
okay.
They said "jizz." But I feel like they might have let Dick go. If you can say jizz, you can say dick.
Yeah, but on this, I mean, they were bleeping out.
Yeah,
dick,
I think it was saying like maybe after a certain time you can air it.
Yeah,
you can say dick, but maybe not after.
And I wasn't sure if it was they were censoring it because of the early hour, or if I've just gotten very used to watching it uncensored online. I don't know.
Either way, this was a huge hit. It even won a Grammy, I believe.
Did it? Wow.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm looking it up now, but I'm pretty sure it won.
We're going to find out. But, I mean, they came back and they did these characters again. Like, they get arrested at the end of Dick in the Box.
Yeah, that was the next little...
They're getting out of prison for the next one. They did Mother Lover, which was for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And and then they did a third one with Pink. Not Pink. I'm sorry, Lady Gaga guest starring where it was it's not gay if it's in a 3-way.
Yes,
and all of them worked beautifully and were like gangbusters and
here we go. They won the Creative Arts Emmy Award for Best Original Music and Lyrics for their hilarious song "Dick in the Box."
That's great.
It won an Emmy.
That is awesome. The Emmy award-winning Dick in a Box.
Emmy award-winning Dick in a Box. That's how big that song was.
Yeah, and just I love the bit where at the end they're showing like one of them has a feather and they're like shoving it into their face, and you can see them just sort of cringing under.
And she's like, "Yeah, could you not?"
Yeah, and like I said, Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig both did some great work in there, and they don't get enough recognition for this.
Absolutely,
some great support from them.
Yeah, and I'm surprised those two characters never got their own movie. The Andy Samberg and Justin Timberlake.
Would it ruin those characters if they got their own movie?
Maybe, but I mean,
I feel like that's a thing that works best in short form.
I guess, but I mean. The Butabi brothers got their own movie.
But if you can make MacGruber into a movie, you can make anything into a movie.
Hey, MacGruber's a pretty funny movie.
You were saying. We were talking about this.
Oh, that's right.
We've been talking about this. Sorry, I got defensive. I've never seen MacGruber all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces, and I'd like to see the whole thing.
Watch it.
And we're probably going to do this on some skip week or another. So
yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
That's right. Stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned.
Next up, another classic, Consumer Probe.
Consumer Probe with Candice Bergen and Dan Aykroyd.
Yes.
And, just the opening of the sketch, it's amusing to me because it just reminds you of how cheap a show SNL started out as.
It was really bare budget.
Just the graphic that they put. It's just like the most half-assed graphic you could.
It really was.
I mean, maybe they just didn't have the tech.
I feel like they may have borrowed that graphic from another show.
I don't know. But it's like the crummiest looking UHF type of thing.
It really was,
and it's just like that's the sort of thing you saw in the first 5 years. And now, of course, in the digital age, it's much easier to do like a big deal, professional looking graphic.
It's like Michael Bay.
You see that? It's really striking.
It really is. And so basically, the premise of the sketch is Candice Bergen interviews Erwin Mayway, who has Mainway Toys, about his line of Christmas toys and how they may be dangerous and harmful to children.
Yep.
And Erwin Mayway, he's like this kind of shyster kind of dude.
Yeah.
He has like a thick Chicago accent.
It's a type of character that Aykroyd excels at.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
And Candice Bergen introduces toys that he puts out, like a doggy dentist, Johnny Switchblade.
Bag o' glass.
Oh, the bag of glass was.
and then Aykroyd starts explaining how all of the safe traditional children's toys are really, really horrible death traps in themselves, and they're really dangerous.
Yeah, like a rubber ball. It's like, all right, you see a rubber ball, you're playing it, we're playing it. Then it's like, oh, God.
I'm choking. Yeah.
Choking on a ball, right? I mean, what's the problem, right?
It's a cute sketch.
Yeah.
It's I don't think it's like the original cast's best, but
yeah, I still dug. I mean, it definitely Aykroyd's impression is definitely doing most of the heavy lifting in that sketch.
Yeah,
and when they bring out he's selling like a teddy bear with a chainsaw in it.
Oh yes,
and it's like, oh yeah, teddy chainsaw
where a blade just literally pops out of the bear's stomach.
Well, it's a cute toy. The kids can chop up wood, help out their mom and dad. What's the problem?
Yeah.
It was a hoot.
Yeah. Next we had another musical number. This was from just a few years ago. This was a popular sketch. This was Let's Do It on My Twin Bed.
Yeah,
which was all the women from SNL at that time.
Yeah.
Singing a song about how you go home for the Christmas holidays.
Little Baby 80.
And yeah, we had Kate McKinnon, we had Cicely Strong, we had Noelle Wells, we had Nassim Parad.
Yeah,
Pedrad, excuse me.
I feel like, was she here there? Is it Mata?
80, Bryant, who am I forgetting? I feel like there's at least one more. Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa Bayer. Yes.
Vanessa Bayer. I think that's everybody. There was about 6 of them, I believe.
So, yeah.
And they're singing how when you go home for the holidays, you bring your boyfriend home.
Yes.
And but you're being put up in your old childhood bedroom,
right?
And you want to get freaky with the boyfriend,
and you do it in your twin bed.
You do it in your twin bed
next to your copies of the X-Files on VHS.
Yes, and here's my old christening dress. and again, like we've talked about this before, the details of this are so specific. It really enhances the humor.
Yeah, and they did that thing like towards the end where they showed all the old pictures of all of them
in 7th grade.
Yeah, and
all their awkward adolescent photos,
and that just wins you over.
That was great. I mean, I gotta imagine that was like a bonding thing for them to all share their humiliating photos.
Yeah,
and hats off to them all for having the guts to share those on national television.
Kudos to you.
I mean, just showing your awkward years for the whole world to see.
You're the real MVPs.
Yeah. No, I like this. I like this. It was funny. It was a catchy song.
Yeah,
like you were saying
catchy. I mean, like if the song is good and it's funny, then like that's half the battle.
Yep.
I really dug it.
And for the sake of the sketch, Kate McKinnon was heterosexual.
Yes.
So I like it. I just think it's funny. Like, she's there. She's performing it under her real name. She's showing her real picture, and it's just like, for the sake of this, well,
I like dudes. Hey, gender's fluid. I'm not
for the sake of this sketch, Kate McKinnon will be heterosexual.
Oh, I see what you did. Well, yeah, it's a great sketch. It was
a great sketch. And it was kind of interesting that because they're all sort of paired off with their various boyfriends. Cicely Strong, she was paired off with Mr. Mike O'Brien, who was a writer and performer on the show, and they were a thing for a while.
Yes,
I don't believe they're together anymore. But it was like, it's cute.
Time to make a move.
Now's my opportunity.
Let's do it.
Yes. Me and Cecily.
I got quiet.
That's going to happen.
I got somber.
Yeah. Next, we had something we brought up a little earlier. It was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
They did bring the Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, yeah. I went to the bathroom for a minute. I didn't write it down. Sorry about that. I totally didn't write that down. I was like, whoa.
I think it was a good sketch to do a bathroom break for. It was Casey Affleck, and he's like this Boston bro.
Yeah.
We were talking last episode about how, the Afflecks and Matt Damon, they seem to love doing the stereotypical Boston bros whenever they have the chance.
Boston accents are funny.
This was a sketch that kind of mystified me because I did not remember it at all.
Oh, really?
I legit must have missed this episode when it first aired.
No, it's a great sketch because, you see the accent and the way he just... because he does when they're doing like the Dunkin' Donuts thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, I have a nice latte," and then you see what, just a regular Boston man, not regular, but just stereotypical Boston dude is what he brings to Dunkin' Donuts, and he's just, it's just pure Boston.
Yeah,
it's fun. I thought the funniest part was at the end where I think what Alex Moffat is like, "Oh, you guys need to get out of here," or something like that, and then just Casey Affleck just calmly takes his friend's coffee and just chucks it at the guy's windshield. I don't know why I thought that was hilarious.
Coffee being chucked on a windshield is pretty much always funny. It's just a funny visual.
I think the way he just calmly did it, just takes the coffee and wham! That was okay. And I remember when that came out, our friend Selena Kopic was like, "Yeah, I've dated guys like that for sure."
Selena Kopic has a Candle podcast, 2 Wick minimum.
Yes,
please give it a listen.
Please, good stuff.
Yeah, she's a funny person.
Oh, she's the best.
And if you like candles, go give that a listen.
Even if you don't like candles, just listen.
That's right.
You'll learn some candles.
Just listen. Just put it on, and then go do some chores while it's on.
You can light the candle that's dusty next to the bike pump.
That's right.
In your closet.
Exactly. That old peach candle.
Just one day.
Next we had Mr. Jeff Bridges introducing a friend of his, Cookie Monster.
Oh, I didn't write that down either.
And they sing Silver Bells together. And
I didn't write that. Oh, okay.
It was cute. It was funny. It was Cookie Monster calls Jeff Bridges the dude.
Oh wow. Okay, I honestly didn't write that one down. I must have missed that one too.
This was a cute thing. Well, okay, it was a long bathroom break for
you.
Yeah,
I ate something weird,
but we'll unpack this later.
But that's weird. Sesame Street was on SNL.
We had the Muppets on.
Okay,
actually, a Muppet.
Actually, I remember reading somewhere where, on the very early episodes of SNL, actually puppets were part of the show.
Jim Henson had a series of Muppets, but they weren't the Muppets. They were new Muppets that were exclusively for SNL.
Oh,
and it just didn't work. One of the Saturday Night Live writers, Michael O'Donoghue, very famously proclaimed, "I don't write for felt," which is such a great line.
Can't hate on that.
Yeah, because apparently nobody really wanted the Muppets or the Jim Henson Muppets on the show.
So why were the Muppets? They were just there to try it out?
Yeah, I think it was early days. They were just kind of figuring out what the show was going to be. They didn't have the formula of the format of the show nailed down the way they do today.
So just trying different things.
Yeah, because I think some of the early shows were way more musical than comedy based.
Right.
And they had more film segments, and
I remember that. I remember reading, maybe it was in the SNL book, but I remember there were more film segments, like you said, or more musical performances. There was more. Albert Brooks had more segments on.
Yeah, he had some stuff.
I guess it was just that.
It just takes a while to find your way, especially in that first dozen or so episodes.
Yeah, so maybe this Jeff Bridges was kind of a throwback to that.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they had any of the famous Muppets on, like Kermit and Miss Piggy and all that. Maybe, maybe that would have worked.
Yeah, but the fact that they had Cookie Monster on this, I didn't know, because I guess maybe there was licensing issues. I thought, or
well, I'm sure they cleared that with the Henson people, and I'm sure it was the official Muppet performer doing Cookie Monster.
All right.
I remember Cookie Monster making a cameo on the Colbert Report.
Oh, that's right.
He was behind the portrait above Stephen's fireplace.
That's right. I guess.
And
I don't know. I guess it's just weird whenever I see Sesame Street characters outside of Sesame Street.
Right. Well, they have lives.
Okay. I guess so.
I mean,
they have lives outside of Sesame Street.
yeah.
They can visit other
They're allowed
towns.
to roam around. I mean,
guess,
the Muppet Show, it's not on primetime anymore, so they're allowed to do
True. It is on HBO, though.
Is it? The original?
No, I think they put on new episodes on HBO. Didn't they?
Okay.
I feel like they did.
Hmm.
All right, well, there we go.
All right.
Think about that. All right, but yeah, that's I'm sorry I missed that.
This has been our Muppet Minute. Next we had one that I have a nostalgic affection for. It was Martha Stewart's Home for the Holidays topless Christmas special.
Oh, we talked about this last time.
With
on the Thanksgiving episode.
Anna Gasteyer.
I didn't write this down either. What was they doing?
God, your note taking just sucks. Thank God I recovered my notes.
Lord of Lou. I know, you're just in time.
I know, just in time. Like neither one of us can have a working set of notes at any one time. No, apparently.
Yes,
this is
we come together.
That's right. But this was
the trek.
Anna Gasteyer. She did a great Martha Stewart impression.
Right.
She had the sort of attempting warmth, but possesses no actual human warmth. So she's just very dry. And this was just a visual gag where she is literally topless with a black bar, covering her naughty bits,
and everybody is agog.
Yeah. They're like wandering through the forest trying to pick out a Christmas tree, and one guy is just like literally staring down at her chest.
Like,
and the other people are just acting like there's nothing unusual.
Yep.
And it's I just found this funny. And
I mean the fact that she also kind of looks like Martha Stewart a little bit. Actually,
there's enough of a resemblance that it really works, and they made her up. Well,
yes, absolutely.
And at the end, she literally, like, they just start playing A Christmas Carol, and she literally just starts shimmying.
Yeah.
And just,
oof. And the bar shimmies.
Shaking what the Lord gave her.
Yes. Like a Polaroid picture.
That's right.
Now all Beyoncé's and Lucy Lou's.
And let's see. Next, there was like a quick little clip that they just showed a segment of, while they were going into commercial, of the clip of Dysfunctional Family Christmas with Dana Carvey singing the Carol of Intimacy. I'm doing fine, please go away.
I wish they showed that sketch more. Yeah, I remember that sketch at Grown Up. I really liked that one.
I think that bit is the best bit of that sketch.
With that part, please go away.
Yeah. I think that was definitely the highlight of that sketch. I don't know if the rest of the sketch was as strong as that, but I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'm not.
I remember that really liking that because it's honestly like people singing about their dysfunctional family Christmas, where it's just like, the dad says, like, the only thing I understand is God and damn and Christmas. There was like a bunch of songs where it's like, it was like they were singing it like very calmly, but it was all about how their families screwed up.
I haven't seen it in a long, long time, so I'm not. I only have vague memories of it at best. The thing I remember the best was Dana Carvey.
Please go away. Just go. Okay.
Let's see. Next we had a fake commercial for Pandora.
I wrote.
This This is something Darren wrote down. Ladies
this is after I cleaned up and was back to TV. Everything's okay.
Thank you for that mental image.
No problem. Happy holidays.
So
everybody.
this was an ode to half-assed gifts that husbands give their wives.
Yes,
which is basically you get a charm from Pandora when you know one little fact about your wife, and we turn it into a charm.
Yeah.
Well, I got you this little cocktail glass because I know you like drinking, and
he's like,
and here's a car because you drive a car, and
here's a red dress because you wear dresses.
Yes, and it has a little AIDS ribbon, and it's like, oh yeah, and it's just basically about how oblivious the husbands are, and the reactions the wives have where they're expecting something nice, and then they get this.
And they're like, oh, yeah.
And
then the wives talk about what they got their husband. Like, I got him a car.
I got us a threesome. Yeah. And it was just a great awkward moment.
Yeah.
I got him a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I got him a threesome.
I did not expect him to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just the way they played it, Cecily had that line. It was just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men are just dumb.
Men are the worst.
We really are.
So
we're the
take one thing away.
We're the pits.
We're awful. And we're awful. And yeah.
Yep.
So, so don't get the ladies the Pandora charms. They don't like them apparently.
No.
Especially if they got you a threesome.
Right.
So.
Now that candle in your closet next to the bike
That's
pump,
totally okay.
That's the money.
That's totally okay.
Just dust that peach candle right off.
Give it to the work people. They don't matter.
Nope. They're not people.
But your spouse.
God. And after this, all right. So after this was the "I Wish It Was Christmas Today."
Yes.
That was odd, but it was endearing.
Horatio Sands, Jimmy Fallon, Chris Kattan, Tracy Morgan singing their song. I Wish It Was Christmas Today.
And it was very quirky. It was, but like at the same time, it was like kind of heartfelt.
I love this thing.
I do like the song too.
I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite things.
Whoa!
It's so wonderfully stupid. I can't help but love it because it's just Horatio Sands. He's playing like the long. Is it a dulcimer? What is the instrument he's playing?
I think so.
It's like a stringed instrument, but
I'm not a roadie.
I'm gonna say it's a dulcimer because I just like saying dulcimer. Dulcimer. And he's singing it, and Chris Kattan is holding a keyboard. For Jimmy Fallon to play.
It's like, why didn't you just get a stand for it?
And Chris Kattan is just bobbing his head back and forth, and then Tracy Morgan is just dancing. And
he doesn't even say anything.
He doesn't say anything. He doesn't sing. He's just a deadpan expression, and he is just dancing. And I actually saw a clip recently of Horatio Sands on I think I can't remember if it was on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show or on Seth Meyers' show,
right? And
they were talking about the origins of that sketch.
Right.
It was probably on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, what were the origins of that sketch?
And they were saying they put this together, and apparently Tracy Morgan heard about it, and he was just like, I want to be in that, and so Tracy Morgan
he just overheard it.
He just heard them planning this, and he was like, I want to be in that, and he just made up his dance to be in it.
I won't be in that sketch.
I'm gonna be in that sketch.
Like, whoa, all right.
I'm gonna dance so hard, I'm gonna make you pregnant.
But yeah, I mean, you can tell he literally just kind of did the little shimmy move.
He's doing like almost a jogging gesture.
Yeah, and then Chris Kattan just moves his head. Like you can kind of like. I didn't know if that was planned. It just seemed like an afterthought. It's like, I should do something too. Yeah. And he just moves his head, and then
they're all just bopping along, and it's so stupid. I love it. And it's just, I wish it was Christmas Today. And they actually came back to this sketch, and they did it again at least one other time.
Oh,
there was a sketch they did. And it was the same four of them,
right?
And they were supposed to do a song about Memorial Day. And I actually like this one better because, like, Horatio Sands starts, he's like, okay, well, we want to do, like, the Christmas thing again, but they said, no, it's May, it's Memorial Day, you should do a thing about Memorial Day.
Right.
And so he starts the song, and it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care about Memorial Day.
Oh.
Christmas is number one. And then they just sing a song about Christmas.
Wow.
And how it's so much cooler than Memorial Day.
They had their Elvis Costello moment.
They did.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the time for this.
There's just no reason for us to do this Memorial Day song here today.
Wow, how punk rock. Ooh, Horatio.
Well, I mean, I think it was planned.
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm going to burst that little bubble.
Jeez,
but I actually find that sketch even funnier. So look that one up on the YouTubes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as big as the Hanukkah song, but it's definitely.
But SNL Memorial Day song, funny stuff. It's just so stupid. You got to love it.
Yeah. Not bad. Next up, they had like a quick thing about Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, Eddie Murphy.
I had something else before that, but yes, they did have.
But
that.
it was a Eddie Murphy sketch of Mrs. Robinson, but they cut it really short.
He's in the Santa outfit, and he just says, "My landlord gave me an eviction notice."
Yeah, and then they just cut to commercial, which is like, "Oh, I like that sketch. I wish it." Oh,
yeah, it was kind of like, and this is a thing that we did. Remember this? We're not going to show it to you, but remember
the end. Here's a Izod commercial with Colin Jost.
Yes,
it's like what the
enjoy the whiteness of Colin Jost.
Every time I hear Colin Jost is from Staten Island, it kind of surprises me. I'm like, he seems too white for Staten Island.
Well, he went to Harvard.
Oh, all right, there it is.
So I think that probably took all the Staten Island out of him.
Yeah, they just shook it out.
Pete Davidson said a while back, he's like, you're what they want to be. I'm what they are.
Whoa,
they actually are.
That is insightful.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete.
But before that, according to my notes, we had Cicely Strong as serial podcaster Sarah Keenan, and she's questioning the logic of Santa Claus.
Oh, right. Oh, I remember that. I didn't write it down.
God,
Okay.
you're note taking.
No, I wasn't in the bathroom this time. I swear.
Okay.
I have that. I remember that.
Are you okay? Do we need to call somebody?
I don't know,
Do we
man.
need to?
I don't know.
This is a lot of trips to the bathroom.
My body's going through changes.
No. Oh no! So, but it's
Like a serial podcast.
and it's in that very dry serial style where she's just questioning the logic of Santa. Like, how does this guy go around to all these towns all in one night?
Yeah.
Like, my producer and I, we tried to build a sleigh. We couldn't even get close, and we had Amy Adams in there.
Yes.
Keenan Thompson. He was a UPS driver.
Yeah. I remember.
And she's at one point questioning Keenan, like, well, could you make all these deliveries and whatnot? And he's like, no, I don't believe you could do that. And he's like, if he's saying he could do that, he was like, it was just some nice subtle work from Keenan.
Yeah.
I was impressed with him.
Very much
sketch.
so. Like, I mean, I'm not a huge watch. I don't listen to the serial podcast a lot, so but I mean, it's definitely, I got the gist of it, or how it is from this sketch.
Yes.
Where it's like, all right, I can see how it goes. But I mean, I'm sure it's one of those things where if you're a big serial podcast listener, you like it hit extra hard with you.
Yeah, and it seems to be a thing that another thing that was like very closely observed, like what we were talking about before with Noel Wells and Girls.
Yeah.
And so I think it's probably safe to say that Cecily studied serial very closely to duplicate this,
Like
because
with the Mrs. Maisel like focus.
Yes, yes, it's just very much that thing.
Yeah.
So getting little peeks into Cecily Strong's life.
Absolutely. And then are we up to the last one? Or
I have
what else you got?
a few more. I got Michael Bublé Christmas duets.
Oh, okay. All right. This is where
This was the
I
real
didn't write
Michael Bublé.
it's a terrible note. I didn't write this down either.
This is, well, you were going to the bathroom a lot.
Yes, something's wrong with me.
But Michael Bublé doing Christmas duets, and he's attempting to sing Christmas duets, but and all his duet partners are played by SNL cast members, and they're all nutty for one reason or another.
Yeah, some impressions were pretty spot on. Some were, if like Jimmy Fallon's Sting was pretty good.
Yeah,
La la.
Yeah, and doing fa la la to the tune of "Don't Stand So Close to Me."
Yeah, and there was MIA. I think was that Noel? Nassim. And like she just ended up shooting a gun in the air at the end of it.
And Kristen Wiig is Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and she was just doing that like wide smile that Taylor Swift does. Like, what?
Yeah,
that
the
shock
thing she
surprise.
did, like whenever she would win an award, she'd just be like, "What, me? Oh, I'm so amazed! Oh,
yeah.
And
she was doing that a lot for a while.
To the point where it seemed disingenuous.
Yeah, very much.
And
it's like, okay,
yeah.
Like,
and it's like
at this point, it shouldn't be a shock that
you're a celebrity. You're not, you can't be this surprised.
Yeah,
by
people
this.
like you a lot. There's a good chance you'll win an award.
Yeah.
Don't be shocked when you win said award.
And Jimmy Fallon is Justin Bieber, who never gets to the point of singing. He's just dancing and doing the little heart thingy.
Yeah,
and being cute and winking to the camera.
Yeah, I think Kate McKinnon did a better Bieber, but it was all right.
Yeah.
Kate McKinnon's my Bieber.
Kate McKinnon forever. And Jay Farrow is Kanye.
Oh, yeah.
And who ends up singing, Jesus, I'm so much better than you.
Gee.
And it's very auto-tuned, so it's, Jesus, I'm so much better than you.
And it's like, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
He would say that.
That's a very Kanye thing.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to tweet it like tonight.
Next, let's see. I'd say this was the last full sketch of the special. We had another modern classic.
Oh, this is the one.
Sweaty balls.
Ooh. Simple premise.
NPR hosts. They have a guest on their show by the name of Mr. Pete Schweddy.
Yes.
And they repeat that name a few times to be sure it's really sinks in your head.
To make sure you know where the sketch is going.
And he's a cook, and he makes these special holiday balls.
Yes.
And he says, no one can resist my sweaty balls.
Get it?
And they're glazed in oil, and the hosts are putting their balls in their mouth.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, I love how your balls feel in my mouth. And
your balls are so tender. It's a very simple premise.
Take as much as you want, ladies. My balls are here for your pleasure.
And it's just
it's all in the very dry NPR delivery, which makes it all the funnier.
Yeah,
it's very deadpan.
It's strictly deadpan. No one breaks.
No, this is a sketch that would have been ruined if anybody had broken.
Yeah, very much so.
And it's just and Molly Shannon and
Anna Gasteyer.
Was
and,
it? Yeah, it was
Anna
Anna Gasteyer.
And Alec Baldwin.
And Alec Baldwin, and they're all just dry and very restrained. And, and gosh, this is funny.
It's just all about balls.
And, I mean,
it's juvenile, sophomoric.
And like we were saying before with the Hanukkah song, this is something that just instantly killed with the audience. Instant classic.
Yes, very much so.
Had an applause break on the "No one can resist my sweaty balls."
Yeah, that's rare when that happens.
I mean, this is how you want if you're a sketch performer. This is how you want every single sketch to go.
Yeah, this sketch literally killed. It brought the house down. This was it.
This is one of those things that, it was being shared online. If people were doing that sort of thing, then maybe it was a little early for that. But
I mean, I remember people, I guess, I'm not sure when this came out, but like whenever I was
late 90s, early 2000s, I would guess.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I guess I was in college. But yeah, I remember like my friends just laughing at this and making sweaty balls jokes.
This is the thing you talk about at the water cooler at work next morning.
Yeah, with the kids. Be like, hey, you see that sweaty balls sketch?
See that sweaty balls thing?
Talk about balls.
It was funny because it sounds like balls because, you think he's talking about the testicles, but he's not really. He's talking about his little holiday treats.
Yeah. Apparently I turned Italian at the point. But yeah, this sketch was, I mean, Mamma Mia. This thing was just a powerhouse.
Funny stuff.
Absolutely.
And then last we had the original cast. They're singing "Walking in a Winter Wonderland."
Yeah, they ended on a kind of a sweet note, like
a sweet note. We had
Garrett Morris singing.
Garrett Morris has a great singing voice.
He does. I don't think he got a chance to sing too much like in the original cast.
He was a guy who was very underutilized.
Very much so. Yeah.
But he had like little moments here and there. The news for the hard of hearing. He had
or
get me a shotgun and kill all the whiteys I see.
Yeah, or baseball's been very, very good to me.
Yeah, I mean,
he had moments here and there, but like I don't know, like everybody else kind of outshone him, or maybe they just didn't use him to his full potential.
Probably a combination of both.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it they probably weren't writing for him too much.
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many. Probably weren't a lot of black writers.
I don't think they had a whole lot of brothers writing for them.
Yeah, brothers. Whoa. Where'd you go? All right. No.
Can I say that? Is that okay?
I'll allow it.
Permitted?
I'll allow it.
All right.
Black people listening, I'll allow that. Okay. We'll talk about this at the next meeting. But yeah. So like Garrett Morris singing was great, and it was like a very genuine song.
And then we had the female cast members and Candice Bergen come on, singing backup, and then the guys
Murray
came
and
on,
Aykroyd and
Chevy Chase.
Was Belushi there? Like, too?
No, it wasn't Murray. It was Chevy Chase.
All right, my mistake.
And actually, that's the one thing that drives me nuts about this sketch is when the guys come on, they're doing like a little choo-choo train motion,
right?
And you see Chevy Chase, and he's sort of like mouthing like, "What am I doing here?" And I really hate that because he's acting like he's above it all.
Yeah.
And it just really it goes against the sketch, and it's just drawing focus to him in a bad way.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't notice that, but like I could definitely see. Again, should we do a whole show about Chevy Chase?
We are.
Okay, all right,
we
done.
Totally are. I mean,
done. We're doing it.
It's just just his mugging, and that's a pet peeve of mine. Is I don't like it when you're doing a thing and like you're acting like you're above it all because you think it's lame.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I guess as far as improv goes, that's just like a big improv no-no.
I think so. Yeah, it kind of goes against that spirit of yes and
right,
and it's. I think if you're doing something you think is stupid, I think it's much cooler to like just throw yourself into the stupidity of it.
Yeah.
I remember like a few years ago, there was some sort of NBC promo thing where everyone was singing Brotherhood of Man.
Okay.
From that show, How to Succeed at Business Without Really Trying.
Okay. I'm not familiar with it, but all right.
Oh, there's a brotherhood of men. A benevolent brotherhood.
I think. I don't know why I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, won't you proud to be in that fraternity?
Sing the whole thing.
A great big brotherhood of man. So anyway, the thing was that it started out with like the 30 Rock cast, and they had them singing this, and then they went through all the NBC shows at the time.
Okay.
And like people from Parenthood and SVU and all that, and you could see all. And I'm sure most everybody they pulled into doing this thing thought it was stupid and lame, and why do we have to do this? Well, because the network is making us. And you could see like some people like trying to act like they were above it, and it just came off really badly.
Yeah, like when you do things like that, you kind of look like a dick in it.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes like, oh, you can't like
it comes off dickish and
be part of this.
I remember they had the Law and Order SVU cast, and they're singing it.
Yeah,
because you want the people from the Cops and Robbers and Rape show to be singing on your big Broadway thing.
Makes perfect sense.
And they show Ice-T, and he just like sort of leans in and gives like a sort of what the fuck look to the camera. Because Ice was like, I'm not singing that.
I ain't singing that.
But they have the rest of the cast, and Richard Belzer's in there. Richard Belzer is throwing himself into it. Richard Belzer is just like, belting it out, belting with the bells. Because Belzer, he doesn't give a F.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I'll do it. And he comes off so much better in the thing.
Sometimes when you're acting, you just like, and you see something, you're like, oh, this looks kind of lame. If you just do it and just kind of throw yourself into it, like while knowing it's lame, but like still giving it, it's endearing. Yeah. Don't act like you're like who are you? What are you, Pacino?
Exactly.
Shut up. Just go up there and sing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So anyway, that's why I don't like Chevy Chase in that one thing.
We will get all into this
in that 1 5-second segment of that song.
The hatred just came raging.
That's
back.
right.
Flames. Side of my face.
But I got to sing a little Brotherhood of Man. So
yeah. There you go.
And then the end of the special, they go into the credits. We got Amy Poehler and Tina Fey singing with. They introduced Bruce Springsteen singing.
The Boss.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Jersey's own.
And
Santa Claus is coming.
And everybody has their little jingle bell thing.
And Paul McCartney came out.
Paul McCartney just walks up.
He was just
randomly.
around.
He was just there. And he wasn't in the show before that. No. He was just like, it was just like suddenly Paul McCartney's singing back up to Bruce Springsteen.
I was in the neighborhood.
It was like, I'm just singing a Christmas carol.
Then what do you got?
Look at me. What are you going to do?
And then what do you got?
So,
I miss Dana Carvey's Paul McCartney impression.
That was a great impression.
Oh, yeah.
Flippity flip.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, this was a great, I think it was a great thing. I think I mentioned it on the last episode we did. Like, one thing I kind of wish they did was the
It's a Wonderful
Life. It's a Wonderful Life with the alternate ending where William
Classic.
Shatner. That is on YouTube. You can see it on SNL Vintage, they call it. I swear that's what they call it. But
SNL Vintage.
Because I remember seeing it for the first time. When the first time I saw it, I was like a kid, and I was like kind of disturbed by it. Because like, for those that don't know, basically it's William Shatner introduces the alternate ending to It's a Wonderful Life. And then they go to the ending, and then they have, of course, Dana Carvey doing his Jimmy Stewart impression. And like they redo the ending for It's a Wonderful Life. But then they come in and say, "Oh wait, I remember. I like I forget the old man's name now.
Clarence?
No, not Clarence. The
Potter.
Yeah, Potter. Like,
yeah, they come in. They're like, "Hey, I just remembered where I left the money, old man Potter." Because that's a big.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a plot hole, but it's a loose end in It's a Wonderful Life. Is Potter never comes to justice for his crimes. He takes all the money, like
that
$40,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah, that really bothered me.
And all the townspeople gather the money to help out George Bailey, and they help him out and they save the day.
Right.
But Potter still has all
He still has the money. He got away with it.
He gets away, and he never gets his comeuppance. It's never.
Yeah.
And so this has the townspeople forming a mob, and then and it literally ends with them. We find out that Potter can actually walk,
right?
And it's John Lovitz as Mr. Potter.
Yeah. Oh, and Kevin Meaney was in there too.
Kevin Meaney.
I was like, Kevin Meaney, what?
Yeah,
I was shocked. But
and Dennis Miller comes in as Harry, the brother. And
yeah,
it's weird to see Dennis Miller in a sketch.
That was jarring.
But it literally ends with all of them like kicking Mr.
Potter in the door.
and then kicking Potter to death, and then they sing the
like, I'm gonna kick your ass, and they just beat because like when I first saw that sketch, I had never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
so me seeing this for the first time was the sketch ends with them like beating an old man to death while singing "Hark the Herald Angels Sing" or something.
Yes,
I was like, oh, what? It was disturbing.
It's wonderful.
And then I watched It's a Wonderful Life. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, that guy was a dick.
Yeah.
Now I get it, because like if you watch this sketch before you saw the movie, it was like, what?
That would really,
that weirded me out for a minute.
You must have had an interesting perception.
I was like, oh, they're just beating an old man, and that's the end. That's the end of
that. Would play really weird without that context.
It really would. It's like, but
that's definitely one that should have been in there. That's a
Very
classic
much so.
sketch, and I'm sure there are some other great Christmas sketches they've done that they left out.
Yeah.
But I think for stuff like this, they probably want to skew it more towards the recent stuff.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Stuff in the last 10, 15 years.
I understand. I can dig it. But yeah, guys, tweet at us. Let us know your favorite SNL Christmas episode.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that was SNL's Christmas special. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope
a lot of fun, a lot of holiday cheer.
Yeah.
And then that's our show for tonight. Where can people find you, fella?
Well, I'm still at the same Twitter handle I've been at for all this time. Trumbull Comic.
You still there?
Still there. I have not changed it between last show and this one.
Wow.
And at Trumbull Comic, and you're still at Darren Credible.
I'm still at Darren Credible. Twitter, Instagram, DARIN Credible, and my website DarrenCredible.com. And follow me and all my funny goings-ons and what have you.
Yeah.
And if you want to... Oh, and also if you want to donate to this fine little podcast of ours, you can go to patreon.com/nonpro, or you can go to Non-Productive.com. That's non-productive.com/SNL-nerds/support.
Yes.
And so,
just give us, whatever you can, holiday charity.
Yeah.
And, help us keep the lights on here in the studio so we don't have to record in the dark.
Yes.
And
so we're not recording in like an alleyway in the dark.
That's right. That's right. And
it's also Christmas Eve, Mr. Scrooge.
And actually, this episode is airing on Christmas Eve.
Ooh, that's right.
Yes. So have a Merry Christmas. Also, if you could, go on iTunes and give us a rating or a review and help us boost up, that is our Christmas wish.
Yes, that's what I'm putting under my stocking.
That is what we would like to see.
You put things under stockings, right?
And tell things, yes. And
as soon as I said that, I was like, that's not how that works.
And tell your friends and family about the show. If they like Saturday Night Live, if they don't like Saturday Night Live, either way,
If they just like to hear humorous ramblings, then
right.
Let them know about us.
We go on a lot of tangents. We talk about things that aren't SNL. We have opinions on lots of things. We have opinions on Weezer.
Oh, we do. Very, very. We have strong Weezer opinions.
Listen to last week's show if you want to hear a nice 10-minute Weezer discussion. I pull out a book. We
went down a hole.
We did. We did.
Woof.
And we have opinions on things.
Yes. So spread the word. We're on. We're all over the joint. We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher.
We have a Facebook page, SNL Nerds. Please go on there. Say hey and talk with us and wave at us. Emoji us. Yeah,
all that.
And so we're I believe this show is airing on the 24th. I believe we are going to take next week off.
We're going to take a bit of a break. Year. So this is the last one for 2018.
One week break, and then we should be back in the new year.
Yes.
We don't know if SNL will be back quite yet.
Yeah, it's in limbo.
So we will be back either with some skip week theme.
Yes.
Maybe talking about favorite hosts.
Favorite maybe writers we were talking about, our cast members who went on to bigger and better things. That you forgot were on SNL.
Lots of possibilities. If you have one of those in those possible topics that you really, really want to hear, let us know, and we will do that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and maybe in the future, we're talking about having guests on. We're talking about maybe doing an episode where we talk about SNL movies. That's definitely in the mix. In the mix. That's what it is.
It's in the mix.
And that's it, guys.
So.
To you and yours, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and we will see you in 2019.
Later.
Bye.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.